All right, guys. Bottom left corner, Andrew, kick it away.
From Stardale. Ladies and gentlemen, the blue Terran player has chosen Entombed Valley as his map. It is Bomber. And his opponent, the top left-hand corner. Hailing is the red Zerg player. Ladies and gentlemen, Symbol.
Let's see what the plan is for Bomber. I don't know. I feel an aggressive strategy coming in. I don't know why, but it's just in the back of my head. It's something fishy. Something fishy might happen.
I gotta say, I'm not too surprised that Bomber picked this map. We've seen Bomber have some crazy plays on here, and this is actually one of the things that I've been thinking about. You know, with pro players, is this a map that Bomber actually wins the most with Zergon? Or is it the one where he just has like the craziest, coolest plays and he feels that it's the best? Because, I mean, Bomber, we've seen Bomber have some crazy stuff happen on Tomb Valley.
Well, his drop play is really good on this map. The main, the natural, and the third. How everything looks.
You're reminding me talking about his drop play on Tomb Valley.
Well,
that match against Creator.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, that is one you have to watch.
And he does that all the time. The third into the main, easy drop access point. If we want to go ahead and look into him really quick, I mean, look at this natural. There we go. This third base here. Literally, you could drop behind these mineral patches and the geysers and then jump into the main. And same with the natural. You have drop points out on the outskirts. You have drop points on the inskirts. There's so much maneuverability. Bomber excels at microing 3 to 4 medevac drops at the same time and keeping his units always in a prime position. So double racks on the way here for Bomber. He will be a little bit on the aggressive side. Symbol, though, has an Overlord about to spot it.
Read it so well, Robin. Overlord is going to
only see one.
Stop at 1 barracks. It's a little bit troubling,
there
but
we go.
The timing of that is actually very obvious. Symbol should realize this bunker is, he does know. He knows this is a 2 racks actually because of the timing of this barracks. It would be completed at this point. You'd have a Marine on the way. And so he knows that, and there just is...
well, you can also
there's
think
not
of
a timing. Well, no, a barracks is a gas. Is what the gas is so much less money.
Also, the other point though is he went command center first, Bomber in the last 2 matchups, so that could be the reason why that bunkers or that racks is a little bit on the later side.
It's a little early for a command center first. You know, 150 minerals versus 400. So I think Symbol actually knows this is coming. He's got this pool completed. We should see Zerglings on the way right as that completes.
Well, drone is patrolling, just waiting for that aggression that is coming. So Symbol looking to be ready for this aggression that should be heading his way. A couple Marines have been produced, and they are now moving across the middle of the map. First bunker is down. Marine on the low ground in that little spot that we always see them in. Going to try his best to deal with this, but he has brought all of the drones down. Not going to deal with this in any way, shape, or form.
Really nice opening here from Symbol. Getting the lucky Overlord scout, admittedly, and it's going to work out great for him on this 4-player map. Notably because Bomber can spawn anywhere. But now he's got tons of Zerglings on the field. Bomber gets completely denied in his bunker positioning, and his 2 racks has successfully failed.
Command center full up here. We should have a 3rd rack to go ahead and finish off that wall pretty soon from Bomber as well. He needs to be careful though, because Lings are starting to head to his opponent's natural, or heading to the natural. Just have 5 Marines here though, and a couple of SCVs, so should be able to handle this pretty nicely. Yeah, they should. Bomber is going to push those Zerglings back. His command center is nearing completion here, but this is significantly slower than a 1 racks expand, not only because of the high quantity of Marines produced, but also because of, you know, the construction of the bunker, the lost mining time with the SCVs being pulled. So from here, Bomber's going to try to play a little catch-up. He's going to go for a 3rd. And, well, Tim, what do we know about Symbol that he doesn't mind doing? Roach Spaniling all
about
ins.
It earlier.
He enjoys getting really aggressive. He scouts this, no doubt in my mind. He'll pop 3 gases down and move his route towards getting really aggressive towards his opponent. But he does have what is that in the bottom right corner? Oh, it's just a Ling. It's moving too quickly to his opponent's 3rd. So gonna go ahead and check in here, make sure nothing fishy hasn't popped up. Should park it actually a little bit behind the mineral line, so we can see if a command center ever floats over there right away. And is his Overlord ever gonna go in? I like to go in the next 30 seconds to try and get the scout off.
Yeah, the supply depot was positioned, though, for Bomber. This is a super smart supply place to place your supply depot. Place to place. As if the Overlord comes in, he's going to get vision very early, and he could probably kill the Overlord when it's right about, you know, here or so. So it won't actually get full vision of the base. It may even not be able to see that command center. So this is pretty smart out of Bomber, making sure that he sees any scout that comes in from his opponent very nice and early.
Bomber has followed up into a double rack. It's going to be really heavy on the Marine production. Bio in general factory has popped out as well. So got to start moving up to that starport. Medevacs should be out very soon for him. He has followed into double gas as well. So Bomber will be gearing up. The aggression now pending as he's moving across the middle of the map, but 3 spine crawlers and lings and queens, this is going to be really hard to push into.
Yeah, and he can actually reposition these spines if he wants now, as the queen has spread enough creep, but actually he cancels the spine crawling. And, well, let's see. 20 Marines, it's a pretty good decision, actually. Doesn't really need the... Whoa, he made a lot of Zerglings. This is going to be really interesting, actually, because there's a complete wall off here. I don't see these Zerglings being able to do too much besides...
Yeah, speed's not up yet.
Yeah, try to kill these Marines. Bomber should start kiting. He actually began kiting quite late there. Took a lot of damage, but he's killing a lot of Zerglings with this.
Yeah,
Ultimately, he is going to lose
die. Yeah, that was weird. He just stood there and took a run of that damage, but it looks like he may have ran back home to macro up, but leaves a Marine on that third to scout when it comes out. That drone actually should potentially die off. The Symbol isn't right on top of it. And from here, Bomber's going to go ahead and set up his own third. He's got a bunker up. Wants to make sure
behind it, actually.
I like this whole entire Rax wall. First off, knowing the style of Symbol, potentially could fall to a really bad roach all in. Banelings, it takes 15 of them to kill a Rax, and that's a lot of freaking gas.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Bomber knows Symbol's playstyle, so he's like, you had all these Zerglings waiting for me? Well, no, he actually saw your Marines moving out really early and just made all the Zerglings to kill them, but he's checking at the third, sees the Marine, nice. But here's the thing, so Bomber's ready for this big Baneling bust Roach play that's not actually coming. Symbol's taking a third base, didn't show it to Bomber. Bomber didn't see that go down. And right now he could, be facing, he's building even a third bunker. He's completely ready for this all-in that's not at all coming, and it's really slowing down Bomber's build.
Lair Tech has been queued up, double Illusion Chamber for Symbol, so certainly looking to go for the mid to late game. He does have a Roach Warren down just in case he needs to pop out any of those Roaches for Hellion play, of course,
which is actually really good for him.
Yep, Blue Flame Hellion's on the way. So Bomber does have a tendency to fall up into mech. Is he actually throwing down a few more factories? Or is he just going for... Yeah, he's got a couple more factories. So he's opened up with 4 racks, and looks like it's going to be a kind of a delayed Marine King style build, which is pretty cool. Third Orbital now heading down to the bottom right, and he will have his 3 bases, and from here, Bomber will just be able to gear up a lot of production.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bomber try to take a fast 4th if he decides to go into Marine Tank behind this, which is, still a possibility. Right now, it's Marine Hellion, as you were saying, with this Marine King to Muslim style of build that we're seeing. Rocks are going to go down. This will allow him to go over and secure this third base, which right now is Zergling sitting on. Baneling Nest on the way as well for Symbol. And overall, I mean, which player has the advantage right now? It's a tough call, actually. Bomber has a lot of tech. Symbol's a little behind in that regard. He actually hasn't started any, technically, Tier 2 tech units yet.
Symbol's wanting to stay on Ling Baneling. It looks like starting as +1/1, and so... Really, mech is a good choice against that. Of course, the Hellions with the Blue Flame Hellion will just roast through them. Siege Tanks with Siege Tank, of course, will just pop down Banelings when they are running into an engagement. So, kind of scary, but Bomber getting aggressive again, and he's just walking on creep. Can't do this, man.
Roaches are on the way, though. He's going to have a lot. Symbol's going to have, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, actually, he already has another clump, so he's going to hit 12 Roaches here in a minute. Blue Flame Hellions, though, getting a huge surround here. Will Bomber get the damage necessary to take this out? A lot more Roaches joining the fight. He's going to try to swing around to the left-hand side. There is a Spine Crawler there to supplement some damage, but the Hellions slip by into the main base where all the drones are.
The Hellions make it through. Now, will the drones get pulled off correctly? Nice pull off there to make the drones block for a second there. Can he get a nice hit off? He does position at the right point to go ahead and pop up a few more drones, but Symbol's doing a really good job of running around with these drones and defending a majority of that push.
That he is. He hasn't taken too much damage quite yet. 12, 13, 14 workers. All right, it's starting to get to a point, actually, where Bomber can have justified this attack. But remember, this was a huge Blue Flame, first off. Blue Flame Marine Hellion timing, huge investment, slowing down Bomber's tech there. He's just now moving into things like Siege Tanks at 12.5 minutes. Has not started anything like Stim, so is going to be moving into mech at this point. And Symbol is looking like he's going to go for Roach Bane. He hasn't quite started Baneling speed yet, however, and actually he's got a ton of minerals here, so it might just be Ling Roach. We'll see what he opts to do as Bomber has now completed Siege Tech.
Symbol responding really nicely to mech, moved into the +1 range attack, and still going up that Carapace upgrade, but he's recognized, okay, I'm going to need Roaches to do any engagement, so he gets the upgrades necessary. Great play from him just on that little transition into going to what needs to do in order to, I guess, respond to what Bomber's putting out. A lot of Roaches slithering across the middle of the map, though. Hellions could get caught here. They are in hold position. There we go. We'll be retreating away, but Bomber is going to be strong in about another 2 minutes, I feel like. But for now, he's kind of just has to sit back and play really defensive.
There it is. Drops being researched by Symbol. That's going to be able to allow Symbol to maybe crack the defensive play that we're seeing here out of Bomber. But as you said, in a couple of minutes, Bomber's going to be at his peak strength. And, well, it's a good long 130-second research time for that Ventral Sax. Symbol is going to, at the same time, maintain an active map presence.
So this is kind of worrisome for Bomber, actually. Drops kind of change the game a lot. For the mere fact of you got to make sure you're in a position to defend against certain drop areas, and Siege-Tank's in position as well, and you need to learn when to siege them as well, because you can get drops on top of, and then of course the Siege-Tanks don't do anything, because the roaches are just kind of in your face, they kill you really quickly, and then you lose all of your army, and you just die. It's a really hard position to be in, and also,
wow.
Bomber hasn't been creating that many Marines either, which would be great against Overlords.
Yeah, and he's opting instead to go into double starport. These are likely going to be Banshee plays, and when you accompany your you accompany Thor with Banshee, it's actually really cool how difficult it is. No, he started up reactors. So this actually looks like he wants to go for Viking for air superiority to deal with the impending Broodlord tech that's actually not even close to on the way, because Symbol is... There it is. The scan goes down, and I'm wondering if he's going to cancel these reactors or not, because that's not what's coming. It's not going to be Broodlords. But, I mean, hey, he's still going to be prepared for it. And we'll be able to make Vikings to deal with Mutas, which are also not too much on the way. There is a Spire, however, but here comes this drop, man, and he's put a lot of gas into those starports, reactors, things of that nature. The only anti-air he has are these 3 Thor.
Yeah, Symbol really wants to end this on +2/2. He wants to end it on Lair Tech, essentially. He's going to follow up with a huge Ling outburst. After he does his drop, he's going for the +2 melee attacks. You can tell he's going that route. And here comes the drop, pushing across the middle of the map right away. Missile turrets have been going up for Bomber, but they're not going to do enough DPS to the initial Overlords in the front.
Which are empty.
They are empty, and here comes the drop right away on top of the Thors. SCV's coming to repair immediately. Will it be strong enough?
Well, these units are guaranteed dead. Only 4 siege tanks are able to fire on the roaches from the high ground. They will clean up everything on the low ground, plummeting Bomber down to 120 supply. A lot of the roaches were killed off, however, and the planetary still stands. Overall, not too bad of a trade for Bomber. He lost a lot of siege tanks there, though, and notably, all of his Thor. Is there a Mutalisk follow-up to this? There is. 12 Mutas on the way right now, and not a single Thor in production. Bomber does not see this coming.
Symbol playing so well. That was disgustingly beautiful, the drop. He landed everything perfectly. Everything literally exploded into pieces as the roaches were doing their damage, because the Siege Tanks as well was hurting the Thors with that splash damage. Just overall, nice drop from Symbol, and the mindset to pull back and not try to go too crazy on killing off the Planetary Fortress, because he would have lost his roaches. But you're right, the Muta follow-up so strong, and Bomber sees on his sensor tower the impending doom.
That he does. Will he cancel the tanks and start up some Thor? That should be his first response here. In addition, throw down more missile turrets, because these Thor are going to take a long time to be produced. In fact, if he starts targeting down these factories, there's only 2 that could possibly be making Thor. He's going to take down the reactors to slow down the Viking production. Of course, that's going to pause these Vikings at about 12 seconds. And now he's going to snipe down the ones that are in existence. The missile turret dealing some nice damage to the Mutas. The Thor are being produced only at 1 factory, actually. He's not making Thor, the top one, he's only making 1 Thor right now. The armory is doomed to die, and that's going to reset the upgrades for Bomber back to just 1-1. He does have that other one being researched, but a roach drop at the same time, and roaches will be swinging down the right. This planetary could be in for a lot of trouble. Bomber going to go for an all-in.
Symbol playing so well here. The armory is going to be defended by the repairs there, but the roach is going straight for it. It has enough DPS. Going to go ahead and snipe down the Viking. A Thor does pop out, but roaches will deal with that. That fourth is being attacked right away. Going to go ahead and focus down the planetary. Bomber is being multitasked to the end here. It's not even going to try and repair that planetary fortress. Roach is killing everything once again. He's going for a counterattack at the natural right away. Hellion's running straight in. Only Siege Tank Hellion, though.
Yeah, the tanks are just arriving. 11 Mutas on the way, and they will annihilate this army. Yes, Symbol is losing a lot of drones, but he needs to, Bomber needs to kill hatcheries right now. Symbol has 3,000 minerals. It's not going to be hard for him to continue producing drones and be able to replenish that supply. Roach is killing siege tanks right now, killing some Thor as well in the main, have killed the command center, and now we're starting to get at the vital structures at the heart of Bomber's production.
The hatchery looks like it will be going down, but the Mutas now reign supreme, and oh no, it won't go down. Bomber is forced to retreat. He's going to be losing units as he does retreat. Roaches have been popping out as well to deal with the Hellions. Mutas just following the Hellions as much as possible, and now so much of a huge flock here. The Siege Tanks are just dying so darn quickly. Bomber looks like this just might be the end for him, because he can't replenish anything now as his main's falling off. He can't really keep up the production. He's very mineral starved. Really great play here from Symbol. but Bomber still getting some damage in.
A lot of it came down to that Mutalisk transition, completely unforeseen by Bomber, and absolutely caught off guard, and in fact, there it is. GG for Bomber.
Bomber, unfortunately, will be falling in the semifinals, and that means Symbols will be going to the grand finals to face off against Jaedong. ZVZ action will be coming your way, but unfortunate for Bomber. Game 1 was excellent for him, but Game 2 and 3, Symbol just put it on another level.
Yeah, just a short fall away from being able to secure that spot at IPL6. Both of our players, Symbol and Jaedong, are now guaranteed invitations to the event in Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. And we have to see who's going to get the all-expenses-paid trip. We're going to come back after a quick 2-minute commercial break, folks. Don't go anywhere. This is the IPL Korean Qualifiers.